Hey, this your boy DJ Wolf here. I'm on the mic right now, live as we speak. It's damn, I didn't realize this is 11:45 p.m. Do you know where your people is? Yeah, that's a good question to ask, actually. Do you know where your daddy is? Oh, tonight's conversation is going to be talking about fatherhood, the importance of fathers. In the case of what I saw at the end of the NBA finals, by the time I get through talking about it, you'll understand why. All right, guys, this is DJ Wolf Live, and we are on the air right now. Give me a call via Skype, 240-523-3530. That's 240-523-3530. Let's get it in. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for all to hear with DJ Wolf. Again, here's DJ Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen.
This is DJ Wolf Live, y'all, with your host, DJ Wolf. Thought-provoking, honest conversation from the African-American perspective of one African-American man on his take on the world. Now, here's your host, the one and only, undisputed, straight, no chaser. It's DJ Wolf. Awoo! It's your boy DJ Wolf Live. I forgot to take the repeat off here, but I'll let it play anyway. This is your boy DJ Wolf Live tonight, and I got quite a bit on my mind, by the way, as you can tell here. Kill that music here. All right. Got quite a bit on my mind tonight. There is some weird stuff going on in America. I don't even know where to begin. I think I'm gonna begin with the current events. First thing first, if you don't already know, the officer that shot Philando Castile to death in Minnesota. Was it Minnesota? Yeah, it was Minnesota. He got off on all charges. I can't believe that. I cannot believe it. I just heard about that a little while ago. That makes no fucking sense to me. None of it does. Sometimes I wonder what is making sense to me anymore. Oh, by the way, If you got something on your mind you'd like to talk about, feel free to call me. 240. It should be on, man. In fact, my Skype should be on right now. Let me open it up right quick. 240-523-3530. That's 240-523-3530. I'm on the air right now. If you want like to get something off your chest regarding the stuff that's going on tonight, it's on my mind heavy. It's like it's a cycle of trying to destroy the fabric of our men in this country. I'm talking about black men. It's getting to be wrongly repetitive. Where now it's like a lot of things I don't trust anymore, man. I guess I'll tell you a little story. If I got to pay this, I got to pay a ticket. So I was stopped by a police officer about 2 weeks ago, myself, making a turn on the green light on one-way street, but the hours saying you couldn't turn in on the one-way street, which makes no sense to me because there was no oncoming traffic coming from the other side of the street. So, but that's another story. It just, a lot of things aren't making sense to me anymore. It's just not. Bill Cosby's on trial. We just talked about Philando Castile's. Now you technically, I feel that the guy killed him. He got off, but they're trying to hang Bill Cosby for what I say in some cases circumstantial evidence. I'll get to that in a minute. Damn, don't tell me it's down. Don't tell me it's down. Anyway, trying to get into Skype here again. But I don't know, it's just like the world just spinning out of control. You know? It's just so much on my mind, and that's why fathers are important. Fathers are not just there to teach kids right from wrong and to nurture them, but to protect them from the evils of this world, especially younger children. You know, they need that guidance, man. Whenever young kids, very young kids, especially living in a single parent household, I'm talking about a single parent household where you got one parent, primarily mothers, or on a fixed income with multiple kids, man. That kid get cast out, man, a lot of times because she worried about doing everything else. And those kids left out in the cold, you know, because she busy running around doing this, that, the other in some cases. And I ain't saying all of them, because not all of them like that, you know, but we know the ones that are. And the children are the ones that suffer or anything else. But fathers are important. And I'm talking about real fathers or real men who spend time with their kids. As much as possible. And I ain't talking about once a year. In some cases, I'm not even talking about once a month. You know. But if you're doing the right things as a man and you taking care of your kids and you're visiting your kids as often, not as often as possible, but often, I'll say that, you're doing the right thing. But you got to maintain doing the right thing with your kids all the time. You got to maintain that. You got to uphold that all the time. Teach them standards, man. I don't think we do enough to protect not only the women, but we don't do enough to protect our babies. We don't. You know. I was thinking about all of that, you know, the Tamir Rice and Trayvon Martins and all the way back to Emmett Till, man. It's just sad, man. The one thing we never been able to do as men is protect our babies the way we need to. Sometimes I think about that. It hurts, man. It hurts. It really does. We don't do a good job of that as men. You know? And that includes the some so-called men. And I'm talking about these so-called boot heads, the June bugs, whatever, who claim they fathers of kids and spend time with the kids and have multiple kids, but they ain't taking care of them. I'm not going to give you a pat on the back for that. You don't get a pat on the back for not being there for your children. You don't get a pat on the back because you made kids. That alone is not enough. And even in some cases, if you just provide for them, it ain't enough. Because you gotta give them love and attention. And definitely positive love and attention. Not the negative shit. So I've seen quite a bit of the negative shit in my life. You know, I love my father, don't get me wrong. My father is a good man, he comes from a good place. But it wasn't, I guess in my childhood I felt it wasn't quite what I expected it to be in some cases. Because I know he came home, I know he worked a lot of hours. But my first 10 years, I didn't really, I saw him. But I didn't spend a whole lot of time with him, you know. And it was hard because he worked midnight to 8. He would sleep half the day, and then he'd go back and right back out and work again. So I didn't get to see him a lot, especially my first several years. I mean, I saw him, but you know what I'm saying. Didn't get to really spend the quality time I should have been able to do. But it wasn't necessarily no fault of my own, and not necessarily his. You know, he did what he had to do to take care of his family. But those are the men that I applaud just for being there. Like most fathers should anyway. You know. Folks, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the Skype open, but unfortunately it's not working. It's not working at all. Dang on it. And I really was trying to get it up and running, but I'm on chat, on Spreaker chat. Let's see if anybody's chatting me. I doubt that. Sometimes I wonder if you guys are actually listening to me. I didn't know I've been on 13 minutes. But what I'm saying is black fathers need to take a bigger role in their children's lives. And that's the honest to gospel. Black fathers need to take a bigger role in their children's lives. I don't think we do enough. That's just me. Because despite the fact that my dad was a good man, and he took care of us, and he watched the backs and all of that, the shortcoming was that, how can I put it? He thought that was enough. And I come to a realization over the years, dealing with my own son, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to just feed and clothe your kids. You have to nurture them. You have to be a positive role model for your children as a parent. Anyway. You can't be a negative, you can't sit there and do a lot of negative stuff around your kids and thinking they're going to be positive. That's a prime example of what I want to say. That's a downside. It was a downside in my relationship with my dad growing up. You can't expect your kids to be a good influence from you if you're not providing some of that good influence on them. By doing a lot of negative stuff, by saying a lot of negative stuff to the kid's mother, no matter how bright they are. You know, at some point you gotta have a little bit of decorum. Now, I'm not gonna get into all that stuff, but I'm just saying, you want to keep it right between your family. You want your family to grow, even if the mother and father's not together. You want the family to grow, you know, because at the end of the day, the kid's in the middle of it. And you, as a parent or parents, co-parenting, have to learn to be respectful of the child's feelings. Oh, yes, I said that. Because the child does have feelings. See, during my folks' era, they didn't believe in that. And you ain't got no feelings. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no worries. I used to be stabbed. I've heard all of that. Not realizing that for me it was so bad. I was so depressed. I was so, I would say so depressed. I started, and people like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Well, I didn't know how to feel. I was 10 years old. I used to hear people say, oh, you shouldn't feel sorry for yourself. Well, what the fuck you wanted me to do when you had a father who just dogged you out every day as a kid? You didn't know how to fucking feel. You couldn't talk back. You wasn't supposed to cry. You wasn't supposed to react. You know, and then you got restricted. You can't go off the street. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. Couldn't hang out with your guy. You couldn't do none of this shit. What the fuck are you supposed to do? You know? It took me years to get out of that depression because I was depressed. I was very depressed as a young child. You know, and I don't mind saying this. But one time when I was a young child of 8, 9 years old, I wanted to end it all. I actually said that to my mother. The only thing my mother said in her positive way was, don't you be saying that. She never once said, yeah, you know what? Love yourself. I'm proud of you. I don't ever want you to try to hurt yourself. She never said that. All I heard was like, don't be saying that. Well, what you want me to say? Because apparently when I lived at home and you saw that going on and I was severely depressed around both of my folks and you didn't do shit about it. Yeah, I said that too. You didn't do shit about it. Other than tell me, don't say that. Well, what you want me to say? I couldn't say much else. You know, I couldn't stop hearing the fussing and fighting every damn night. I don't really want it to be a dig against fathers. And this is not what I'm saying. But some fathers are that way. And some kids had to grow up to grow out of that mess to get on the right path to become fully functional adults. And it took me a lifetime to do that. You know. At some point, I did break the chain. You know, there's a song called "Break Every Chain." I think Tasha Cobbs, man, I love that song. That song. I was just thinking about this song as I was talking about this, and it is a powerful, powerful gospel song. If you ain't heard it, you need to hear it. Called "Break Every Chain" by Tasha Cobbs. That's a badass song. Excuse my French, but it's a gospel song, but it's about beautiful. Gospel song is badass. I don't mind saying that. But the reason why I said that is because it's the way I feel. And I had to break every chain. A lot of stuff my dad didn't do with me, I did with my son. My dad didn't want to play sports around me much, and if at all, he didn't do much of that at all, to be honest. I did it with my son. We played basketball. We played a little football. We did a little baseball. Actually, we did more. I said, I used to throw the skiing with him. I had to do, exercise and stuff when he played Little League football or Boys and Girls Club football. And I had to play basketball for 2 seasons at another Boys and Girls Club. He played 6 seasons in football. And then he played baseball for a minute. You know, I got him involved, whatever he wanted to do. Because I knew, number one, he had to be active. And then he had to be active to be around other kids, to get along, you know, learn how to get along with other people. That's really what sports was about, and working as a team. I never got to exemplify that growing up. Because my folks didn't, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But I know what I am explaining to you guys. Be the father to your kids that your father never was to you in a positive way. You know, a lot of us grew up from my generation where dads really didn't get that involved. I had a friend of mine, well, unfortunately, he passed away about 7 years ago. I'm still bummed by that. His father was the same way. His father never really got involved with, you know, I mean, he did a few things here and there as far, you know, take us to booze or something like that, but, you know, that's about it. You know, because they come from that area where they didn't get that involved, you know. And I never understood that, but his father grew up in Florida. My dad grew up in Mississippi. And then Chicago. So, but as fathers today, there's no excuse in 2000, especially in 2017. There's no excuse for you not to be in your kids' life on a regular basis. I don't give a damn how stanky, how how prideful, how much of a bitch your baby mama is. You need to make sure you're in that child's life. I don't give a fuck what she say about as far as you can't see your child. Well, if you have a court order, you should be able to see your child. I'm not saying do anything drastic or anything. I don't condone that. You know, make sure you do go to court to take care of that issue if you are having that problem. I'll say that. But I want to say to the fathers, 2000, well, you know what I mean, all the fathers of the world and around here as well in the country. Happy Father's Day to you. Because like I said, I'm not going to, I'm going to do some things this weekend myself, you know. But I want you to understand, to the potential fathers who intend on being real fathers to the kids, be there for your children. Your children are everything. Your children is your whole world. Be there for them. Nurture them. Love them. Because they're kids. And what they said was I was saying about if you teach them right there, they know that they know how to go their own way, something like that. Something that's a Bible statement like that. But honestly, that's how I feel. That we need to do a better job of protecting our kids. That part I will say. Unfortunately, guys, I can't get into Skype because Skype must be down or something. I don't know what the hell's going on tonight. Not going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep talking. See, the trial of Bill Cosby is a hung jury. Now, that's another thing we're talking about fathers. Speaking about fathers, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was a very popular sitcom star and, you know, actor for years. It goes all the way back to the early 60s, including his stand-up routine and eventually his first television series, which was I Spy That Broke the Mold. Yeah, it was a big deal for NBC back in the 60s. I actually remember watching first runs of that show back during that heyday. Yeah, but it was good. I used to like it. Anyway, what I want to say is, because I had a discussion with somebody at work earlier, I kind of feel Cosby being railroaded. I'll be totally, I really do believe that he was being railroaded. I still do. I got something I gotta do right quick. I'm gonna put you guys on hold while I play a little bit of my music again. I know you're gonna be like, didn't we hear that already? Yeah, you're gonna hear it again. Here we go. Guys, thank you for the break. All right, I'm gonna kill the music right here. I had take a little break and do something right quick. I appreciate your patience on this, but Cosby, I think personally, because we had a discussion about this at work. Me and a co-worker, of course, you know, chances are he probably wasn't black, but that's another story. What ticked me off was the fact that he was so adamant because it was so many women who said that, you know, and I should have challenged him on this. Yeah, you're right. There was quite a few women that came out. 40-some odd women came out and said that Cosby accused him of him date raping them. Funny thing is, first of all, yeah, women coming out saying this for the last, off and on last 3 or 4 years, saying this because of the exposure, the re-exposure was given from our comedian Hannibal Buress. That's number one. And another thing was that some of these women waited as late as 45 to 50 years to report it. I thought there was a statute of limitations on that. Not sure if there was not, but anyway. I think if you're underage, it's not. Something to do with that. I don't remember. But anyway, here's my take on it. Number one. I already went through number one. I just told you number one. The other thing is, there were women on the NBC special that talked about Cosby. Some of them couldn't actually say that he had violated them. Matter of fact, one has said that she dated him for 2 years. So I know that likely that wasn't a rape. If you're dating the guy for 2 years, you gonna tell me you let him give you roofies, you had sex with him, and then you stayed with him for 2 years? That I know that was bullshit. That I was. Now I don't remember actually saying that she was drugged by him and then had a relationship with him and then stayed with 2 years. I do definitely recall that one woman did say she was with Cosby for 2 years. So I'm like, well, what the hell was you doing making on here with the other women with these accusations? And if you was with him for 2 years, that says you had a relationship with him. And she did say consensual relation in that. But my thing is this. I think, and I said it before, they're out to destroy African American men. Notice they always select the African American men who are involved in the most controversy. I also pointed out to this guy today that the actor who was in Seventh Heaven, violated a minor, not an adult, a minor. And do you know that you hadn't heard anything else about that? They completely stopped talking about it. I'm going to get a cold glass of water for a second. Hold on. They went cold turkey and just completely stopped talking about it. I don't even think there's any further charges pending on for something that he actually did and admitted to. Now Cosby did admit, but they're still trying to say, oh, he gave the woman Quaaludes. I read a published report about that, but it was actually Benadryl. That's the one that I think he was currently being sued for or whatever. But I don't think this is my prediction on that. Cosby's not going to go to jail. You know what's going to happen? They really brought this up because they know that most of women, the stories were too old to try to convict him at this point, and he's too old to get convicted. So they're going to go to Plan B, which is the civil lawsuit. That's really what they're after. They're after his earnings. They don't give a fuck about throwing him in jail. They're after his money. They're after his wealth. You know? Now, if Cosby was involved with most of those women, but he wasn't, and I said personally, I don't believe he was involved with all the women like that. I really do not, especially when he went on TV publicly and said, well, I dated him for 2 years. You know? I don't think that you know, if you can't call that intentional rape if you're dating the guy for 2 years. I'm sorry, you can't do it. I don't give a damn what anybody say. But I personally do believe that the Cosby trial was a witch hunt to bring a civil suit to fleece some of his money. That's what this was all about from day one. Tiger Woods just recently got arrested for DUI. See, the media like to point out the fault of successful black men. They've been doing it for years. All the way back to the days of boxing great Jack Johnson. They've always done it. They've always done it. And they're still doing it today. You know, they did it with Jesse Jackson. They did it with Sharpton. They're doing it now with Cosby. Now, you know he's a coon. They're doing it with Steve Harvey, but Steve Harvey kind of walked himself into a lot of that stuff himself, so I'll say that. You know, they're doing it with too many people now. And, you know, too many of our successful black men are being fucked with. There's no doubt. You know. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. It's a complete witch hunt. No doubt about that. Look how they did Obama. Look how they did him. Oh, I can't wait for that book to come out. I'm going to tell you right now. He had better. Yeah, I said to former President Obama, you had better come up with a damn good book about how bad racism really is. Because I know you know enough about it. So, there was another story I wanted to talk about. I mean, it escapes me. The other reason we need black fathers. Strong, male, black fathers. Okay. Now, if you watch the NBA Finals, you saw our fellow homie from down here in the DMV, Kevin Durant, trade lip smacks with his mom. Oh, yeah, I did. I said it. I mean, it's true. They did. But the running thing is, it's probably true because she is a single parent and he doesn't have a father in his life. His mom is his whole world. Now, me coming from a two-party family, I wouldn't know otherwise. I mean, all I know is you don't be kissing on your son like you're making out with your boyfriend. I saw a few pictures of that. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, that alone is the reason why you need strong black males in your life and the role you play makes a difference on how you shape them. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut it a little short today. I think I'm gonna do a part 2 later on, but I'm gonna cut it short because I'm getting a little lethargic and tired. So, all right, guys, appreciate you all for listening to my show. I really do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so that's all I got to say about it, guys. This is DJ Wolf. Of course, questions and comments, I can be reaching for All To Hear TV on YouTube, for All To Hear on Twitter, for All To Hear at gmail.com. Of course, I can also be reached at Verizon. Oh, I forgot. Not Verizon. I can also be reached at DJ Wolf Online at yahoo.com and DJ Wolf Live on Facebook. See, I'm getting a little sleepy here, so it's time for me to get off the air, guys. It's DJ Wolf. I really appreciate you. See, here we go. I really appreciate you guys listening to me tonight. Hopefully I can get Skype up and you guys can start calling me. I really like to hear from you. You know, I think a lot of you guys who follow me, I think I'm up to about, the last month, I was over 1,000. I mean, I was over 2,000 listens. 2,000 views. Now, come on now. Call me up sometime. 240-523-3530. That's 240-523-3530. Hopefully I have Skype back up next time. All right, guys. Again, like I said, I appreciate you listening. Let me get out of here. Good night, guys.